Good morning, guys, from Dover, Tennessee. I had to stop and think about it. We've been away from home a few days. It's raining this morning. We wanted to give you guys a little bit of update on some of the products we bought in the last year or so and haven't really discussed since then. Give you the hits and misses, our likes, our dislikes. Again, the disclaimer, this is our experience with these products. Your mileage, as usual, may vary. Most of it's worked out really well, I'll say that. But there are some minor things that we thought we'd share with you guys. This summer we recently bought this table. We got it at Home Depot. Love the height. You're not stooped over trying to cook, wash dishes, whatever. Love the height. The table is not the most sturdy. It's not near as sturdy as the black one we have. Still have it at home. With that said, we like it, and it's not near the space, as you can tell. But with that said, we like it so much, we're gonna get another similar size table and use it in conjunction with this one, so you have more workspace. And we've got the ability, the room in the gazebo for that. Okay, the next thing is, and I think Loretta briefly touched on this. People are leaving out this morning. We briefly touched on this. We did buy the 20-pound propane tank. I think it was last year. We never have used it. We also bought this 12-foot hose, and we've got that connected to a Mr. Buddy filter, or Mr. Heater Buddy. It's the little heaters. You get these filters. Can be an issue with some kind of chemical in these hoses that will stop up your eyes on the stove, or even the Buddy heater. So they recommend using this filter. I think it was like $12 for the filter. This is so far has worked out much better than all the little 1-pound bottles, if you've got the space to put this. It does take up some space in your vehicle. All right, moving on to the next item is the gazebo itself. We've had this, I was trying to think about it a few minutes ago and added up, I think at least 3 camping seasons, possibly a little longer. We did buy the walls, I think they're calling them the wind walls, wind screens. The only issue with that is it works great for keeping the wind off, and it keeps blowing rain from coming through the mesh. But as you can see here, this is the way it attaches. It attaches to the Velcro. It's got the Velcro on the gazebo. It's got the Velcro on the walls. Attaches like this. It also hooks up here, but the rain hits here, and as you can just see, it just runs on the inside of the wall. I mean, the inside of this is soaking wet. But it runs down the wall, it puddles at the floor. It's not that big of an issue. It's better than not having it, I promise you. But if you're gonna buy one of these, check and see. I think the new design may be different. There may be a flap, but that goes over this, or the wall goes under. I'm really not sure. But we've had it for, again, 3 seasons, maybe a little longer. It's held up well. The only issue is the squirrel attack we had probably the first year we bought it. And there is a little bit of leakage on the inside of these seams. It's not a lot, just a drip here and there. I probably need to seal this somehow. But overall, I think Loretta would say we're both very happy with the gazebo. Recommend. 2 thumbs up? Okay. All right. Another recent addition that we talked to you guys about was this canopy. As you can tell, it's been raining here today, and it's doing its job. It started raining, I guess, about 8:30 last night. It's been raining off and on since. We've got the canopy set up. We're covering half the wee roll, and then we've got it completely covering the ARB. Okay, if you're familiar with it, you know why we're doing this. The wee roll, the top on it is dome shaped, so if water hits the wee roll, part of it's going to run this way, run down the side. Well, then that goes in here in between the ARB and the wee roll. And if we've got the door open, well, then it's just getting I won't show you in here, it's kind of, we've been changing clothes and stuff, but it's just getting the floor of the screen room wet. We've had that numerous times where it got it wet.
And us wet as we coming in and out of the door.
And we've had to use towels to clean it up. And again, it will rain most of the night. It's raining a little bit now, and that has worked well. It did not, there's still a little water that ran through here, but part of that is I've got this trailer perfectly level. And if I'd have tilted it to the driver's side just a little, then the water that did hit the top would go that way. But some of it, a small amount, nothing like it would have been without it, did come off on this side. But again, it's so small, it hasn't got in the floor.
And what did we not have to do last night?
We did not have to get up and dump the awning.
The water off of the awning.
Did not have to do that. We did get up about 3 this morning, checked it, and no water, none. Got up, we slept a little late this morning, got up, dumped it, no water at all.
And this works by accumulating the water there, and when it gets full, it just dumps over.
Self-dumps.
Yeah, it self-dumps. We thought that was pretty cool.
So this has worked out. It's a little bit of a, I want to say hassle, but it's a little more effort because you're putting up yet another tent. I thought about that earlier today. We bought the WeRoll thinking we're going to get away from tents, and now we've got 1, 2, 3 tents. Yeah. So we haven't got away from tents at all. We went from 2 Gazelle tents to now 1, 2, 3. But it is working. In all honesty, I think it was worth the investment. We don't have to get up and worry about dumping this. We can go off and leave it. Don't have to dump this. Most of the water comes off, hits the WeRoll, and goes the other way. Yes, Larita's back there nodding, shaking her head. I think we can give that 2 thumbs up.
Yes.
And again, it was about, I think, $150-ish for it. So worth it. Okay. Another item that we walked by completely, we're so accustomed to having them now, is the Australian crocodile, kangaroo chairs. It's Oztent. Mixed reviews on that from my end. They are comfortable. They are somewhat better than the ones we had previously from Academy. We still have them there at home. Personally, for what they are, I think they're very overpriced. Would I buy them again? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we'll flip this around and get Larita's opinion on these. Okay, we're gonna flip it around and get Larita's opinion on the kangaroo chairs.
Okay, so my opinion is I think they are very comfortable. I love this part right here. I love this, and I love this.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the cup holders. They're a little awkward, and they collapse on you. But
you was asking my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Oh, well, I just, yeah, okay, go.
Okay. So, as Mark was saying, these do collapse on you. And if these were a little more sturdier, it would be great. But I love having this beside you. If there's better chairs out there, yeah, I could see us getting some. I know we've asked before on YouTube or on our Facebook page and on Life if anybody has any recommendations, give it. So these are good, but I think we're gonna be looking for some more.
Yeah, in full disclosure, I mean, we bought these, we paid approximately $100 a piece for them. Yeah, and the Academy ones we paid maybe $30. Yeah, they're not 3 times the value of the Academy chair in my opinion.
I thought he was going to give me the camera to turn it back around. Sorry, guys.
I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't buy these again. Just my opinion. Okay, moving on. Okay, as most of you guys know, we recently bought a portable 60-liter AC/DC refrigerator. And shortly after that, we bought this Bluetti. It's the EB70. And let me turn it on. And we bought it to power that refrigerator when there's no other source, I guess is the way to say it. We've been on this trip for a few days. We did run the refrigerator all night, one night, entirely on this. and it used 20% of the battery power. So 12 hours, 20%. The refrigerator was already cold. It was pretty much full. Yeah, I mean, really not unhappy with that. The one thing I will say though is we haven't figured this out, or I don't know what I'm doing, but it seems like instead of managing ice, since we are in a learning process on this, it seems like we're managing electricity now. I've got it hooked up to shore power now. I'm real conscious about hooking it up to shore power every chance I get. I think if I could do it again, and I may be wrong, but just after using this, this is what, the third trip we've taken this on? Yeah, the refrigerator in this. I would buy a bigger unit, leave it simply hooked up to this, and then only hook up to shore power or the truck power when we got this down to maybe, I don't know, 40% or something. But it seems like I'm so paranoid about it, I'm constantly unplugging, plugging up something to keep the refrigerator going. It's probably not the right way to do it, but I need to figure that out. But I believe if I had bought a bigger unit, I could have got more hours out of it and then simply plugged it up to some alternate power source every 3 or 4 days instead of constantly managing it. I need to do some work on that. We did buy a solar panel. We haven't, I want to permanently mount it and not have to play with it too. But right now we don't have any place to permanently mount it, so we're working on that solution. Okay, let's move on. This is our 60-liter Iceco 60-liter 12-volt AC DC refrigerator. It's strictly a refrigerator. Well, I say that it's a single unit. You can set it down, I think, below 32 degrees and make it a freezer if you want to. We're using it as a refrigerator. We've got a bunch of stuff in it. We've been living out of this for several days now, so yeah, there's a mess in the back of the truck. That's another thing. I did not want to put this in the back of the truck and take up the seating area. I really wanted to put it in the bed, but we brought so much stuff that it just wouldn't fit. We're going to change that at some point too. We're working on changing that. We have a couple of solutions already in progress, but we didn't get them done before we come on this trip. We're making the best we can out of it. Thoughts on the refrigerator itself, having a refrigerator versus ice, as I said a minute ago. In some ways we've give up managing ice. With managing electricity, there's got to be a better way of doing that. I'm probably doing it wrong. But no soggy sandwiches, no soggy whatever.
No running out of ice and having to go to the store and find some.
True. I mean, we got milk, we've got meat, cheese, eggs. It's all stayed cool. It's worked like it should. And you don't have to drain the ice every day. You don't have to go buy ice even with the extreme ice chest we bought, we were still buying ice about every 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, we were.
So this has worked out great. I just don't want it in the back seat, and I don't want to have to spend so much time managing power. Got to figure out a solution for that. Okay.
Hi, YouTube. My name's Pockle. Hey, I'm a princess. And I hope you like and subscribe the video, and you hope you share our videos. And I hope you press the ding button, and I hope you're a fan of us, so like and subscribe.